Now let's discuss up to which point this thin-walled assumption is valid and how the thick-walled relations are defined in the B31.3 code. We are familiar with the thin-walled relation for the wall thickness in the B31.3. Let's first have a look at how the code-specific thick-walled relation for wall thickness is defined. The code-specific thick-walled relation is defined in Chapter 9, which discusses high-pressure piping. In this equation, we can still recognize the previously discussed Lemay's equation, but with some slight alterations. The square root based on the design pressure and stress is replaced by an exponent based on the design pressure and stress. Additionally, a term based on the sum of external allowances is present in the equation. The minimum required wall thickness is determined in the B31.3 code by the outer diameter minus 2 times the sum of the external allowances divided by 2 and multiplied by a factor which is based on the design pressure and stress. Note that Chapter 9 also specifies additional requirements that should be implemented in your pipe design and flexibility analysis. We do not discuss these requirements in this lesson. Before we move on, we need to discuss the difference between Lemay's equation and the Chapter 9 thick-walled relation as specified by the ASME B31.3. In this comparison, we will have a look at the relation between the minimum required wall thickness on the y-axis and the internal pressure on the x-axis. Let's first plot Lemay's equation in this figure. We see that the minimum required wall thickness increases as the pressure increases. When we plot the B31.3 thick-walled relation in this graph, we see that this relation diverges from Lemay's equation. The B31.3 thick-walled relation requires a lower minimum wall thickness than Lemay's equation. This means that thinner pipes can be used according to the B31.3. So, the Chapter 9 thick-walled relation is less conservative with respect to Lemay's equation. So the definition of the thin and thick-walled relations in the B31.3 code are slightly different than the Lemay's relations that can be derived. Let's check the validity of the thin-walled assumption in the B31.3 code. To check the validity of the thin-walled assumption when analyzing a piping system using the ASME B31.3 design code, let's return to the comparison between the different methods of determining the hoop stress within a pipe wall. This time, we can not just directly use the previously discussed graph, as the equations and requirements for the wall thickness are specified differently in the B31.3. So in this plot, the x-axis is defined by the thickness over the outer diameter. Like the previous plots, the higher this value, the higher the wall thickness. The y-axis is defined by the hoop stress over the pressure. A higher value on this axis means that the hoop stress in a pipe is higher with respect to other pipes with a lower value at the same internal pressure. Let's first plot the thin-walled relations using the inner and outer diameter. These are not prescribed by the B31.3 code. Between these two relations, we plot the code-specific thin and thick-walled relations. Let's remove the relations that are not specific to the B31.3 code so that we are able to compare the thin-walled and thick-walled relations. As discussed earlier, the relations overlap at low wall thicknesses and start to diverge at higher wall thicknesses. However, for the B31.3 design code, the stress from the thin-walled code-specific relation is higher than that of the thick-walled relation. So the thick-walled relation in the B31.3 code is less conservative than the thin-walled relation. Still, the thin-walled assumption is invalid at a certain point, and the use of a thick-walled relation is required. The B31.3 bases this transition on the value of the thickness divided by the outer diameter. For values below 1/6, or 0.1667, the thin-walled relations can be used, but when this value is higher than 1/6, the thin-walled assumption does not hold anymore, and a thick-walled relations should be used. The design code specifically states that the calculation of pressure design thickness for straight pipe requires special consideration of factors, such as theory of failure, effects of fatigue and thermal stress, but does not refer to the thick-walled relation in Chapter 9. You will have to use your engineering judgment to decide whether to use the provided thick-walled relation or to consider a more conservative method of calculation. It should be noted that you require specific approval from the owner of the system before moving on with the design according to the thick-walled relations. The transition between the thin and thick-walled relation is right at the location where a noticeable divergence between the two relations is observed. So to recap, in the B31.3, the thin-walled relation can be used to determine the minimum requirement wall thickness of a pipe up until the thickness divided by the outer diameter is higher than 1/6. Then additional considerations have to be made, which could mean that the thick-walled relation is used, which is loosely based on but less conservative than Lemay's equation. This requires the approval from the client. To get a feel of the corresponding wall thicknesses and pressures related to the transition to the thick-walled relation, let's have a look at an example. Let's consider a 4-inch pipe with an allowable stress of 80 megapascals, a quality factor of 1, a weld joint strength reduction factor of 1, and a coefficient Y of 0.4. The equations we want to answer are: above which pressure is the thin-walled assumption no longer valid, and what is the corresponding minimum required wall thickness? Let's start by determining the wall thickness up to which the thin-walled assumption is valid. The thickness over outer diameter should be lower than 1/6, so the thickness should remain below 1/6 of the diameter to be able to use the thin-walled relations. A 4-inch pipe has an outer diameter of 114.3 millimeters. Dividing 114.3 by 6 results in 19 millimeters, so the wall thickness should remain below 19 millimeters in order to be able to use the thin-walled relation. Let's see at what pressure the transition is required from thin-walled to thick-walled relations. We will look at a graph that shows the minimum required wall thickness on the y-axis versus the pressure on the x-axis. Let's plot the thin-walled and thick-walled relations in the graph. We see that the thin-walled relations result in a higher required wall thickness than the thick-walled relation, as we have seen in previous graphs. We just calculated the minimum required wall thickness above which the thin-walled assumption is no longer valid is 19 millimeters. When we plot this minimum required wall thickness into this graph, we find a pressure of 31 megapascals, above which the thin-walled assumption is no longer valid. So let's have a look at the answers to the questions at the start of this example. The minimum required wall thickness is 19 millimeters. Below this thickness, the thick-walled relations can be used. Above this thickness, the thin-walled relations are not valid anymore, and additional considerations are required, which could result in the use of the thick-walled relations as specified in Chapter 9. The corresponding pressure at which the thin-walled assumptions is no longer valid is 31 megapascals.